everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack. Today we are reviewing a Marvel Lego set. This is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and it's the smallest of them, the Ravager Attack. The set's recommended for ages 6 to 12. It is set number 76079, and it has 197 pieces. Included are 3 minifigs. We've got Taserface, Mantis, and Rocket. And I believe the featured build of the set is this small Ravager ship. Plus we've got a bit of land with a 6-shot stud shooter. All right, this is a simple little set. Let's get it open and built. Alright, so the little set is complete. It was actually a relatively quick build. And interestingly enough, the Ravager ship is so small that the side land build with the tree and the gun is almost as many pieces, or at least it felt that way. Now, before I get into the ship and the build part of the set, let's check out the minifigs first. This is the latest version of Rocket Raccoon. Before he was either in a red suit or an orange suit, now he is in his blue one, or blue and brown. The mold itself is the same that makes up the rocket head, or rocket head and shoulders, and instead of coming with a big old gun like he had in the first movie, he is dual wielding some creative looking pistols. I personally like that one that has sort of that large scope piece built onto the top, and I can't wait to see this guy in action in the movie. As of right now, the movie has not yet come out. Next up is our minifigure for Mantis. Now, I don't know much about this character. I know there is a comic book series that follows these guys, but the impression you get from the trailer is that she's a very nice character, but you can tell from the alternate expression and the fact that she is behind a gigantic minigun in the set, she probably has a wild side as well. Her main feature, of course, is the special mold that makes up both her hair and the antennas that stick out of her head. I like the look of this piece a lot, though it is a little bit rubbery and it makes it difficult to get the actual Mantis head out of the hairpiece, and you end up just pulling both off at the same time. Decent printing for the body, and as you can see, they didn't bother to do anything for the legs. Now, the last character, this is Taserface. He's one of the Ravagers, so of course his body is in a nice dark red, and he's got some sort of tattered clothes, a bit of armor, a lot of straps and stuff like that. The interesting thing about this guy is the hairpiece that they use for his head. It's kind of this sort of long ponytail, but it starts kind of right by his forehead. Great mold. I think this is the first time we get a hairpiece like that. It's got a really interesting expression under the beard, and you might have noticed the gigantic weapon that he's holding. Looks like some sort of rocket launcher. I guess we will see when the movie comes out, but altogether, he's a pretty cool looking fig. So Taserface flies this little Ravager ship, and you can tell right by looking at the nose that it is kind of a similar shape to that of the Milano, and that's because they are, well, both Ravager ships after all. But that's pretty much where the similarities end, and I gotta say, a ship at this scale, I have a feeling they're very small little fighters, but regardless, the detailing doesn't really lend itself that well to make this thing look too good. That's just, I mean, it's just my opinion, but we have a lot of blocky details on the wings. There's a little bit of layering that leads up towards the cockpit with the black and then leads into red, and that's all right, but juxtaposed with that big orb of a windshield looks a little bit funky, and well, you can get the minifigure easily inside. I guess now that we're looking at the interior, there is one good printed piece that makes up the control console. That is actually a pretty decent print for the part, but aside from that, we have 4 very exposed stud guns, and the underside of the ship, actually also a pretty similar shape to the Milano, is really nothing much to look at. So anyways, let's move down to the last piece that makes up the set. It's this little bit of land, and there's actually a couple of posable pieces that attach to this main tree. The build for the tree itself is all right. That light plate piece that allows the Milano wing to attach kind of breaks the look of the tree up a bit, which I don't really like. But other than that, it is relatively simple. We have a little vine piece hanging down, and by the way, yes, that is a piece of the Milano. I don't know exactly when or where, but obviously somewhere in the story, the Milano probably gets shot down. Sorry if that's a spoiler, I don't know. It looks pretty obvious to me, at least in the set. And other than that, we have this 6-shot stud shooter piece. There is a clip on either side, so you can reorient the direction of the gun if you want. But within the universe, it looks like Mantis is the one that's operating this big gun. Personally, I'm not a fan of extra little land pieces that are attached to a set. I guess it helps to give context to the universe of what exactly is supposed to be happening, but rarely does it make the set feel like it is that more complete. So my final thoughts are that I think the set is still all right. It is $20 for 197 pieces, 3 exclusive minifigures. Some of those guys come with some really nice exclusive molds. The Ravager ship, I say, is okay, and the land piece feels somewhat like a waste. I mean, it does help sort of even the odds between good and bad firepower, but I have a feeling most people are going to be buying the set for the minifigs. Speaking of which, I've just added the last 3 of the figures from this set into the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy collection, and that completes all of the Guardians of the Galaxy minifigs. As you can see, we have everything from the first wave, from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. This is everything from Volume 2, so you can expect to see a Guardians of the Galaxy minifigure collection video coming up in the near future. Alright, that is it for this set review. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Remember, if you want to buy the set, I have left a link in the video description below. And if you enjoy our content, you can always like or subscribe. Alright, that's it. See you next time at BrickVault.